Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your January 2022 mid-month general readings. We are looking at the last 2 weeks of January, and this reading is for the fire sign of Aries, the Ram. Welcome everyone. I hope you're all doing well as we continue to transition into this new year. Thanks for taking the time to be here and for all of your continued support of this channel, watching the videos, liking, sharing, subscribing, donating, comments, those of you who reach out for personal readings. I'm grateful for all of it. Thank you. So this reading is for Aries for the last 2 weeks of January 2022. That's if your sun, moon, rising, or Venus sign is in Aries. It's relevant if you're cross-watching for an Aries. Of course, it's going to resonate a little differently. It is for everyone because it is a general reading, which is why I always suggest that you watch all of your signs, sun, moon, rising, and Venus, for any additional insight and perspective it may give you. And if you find that something does resonate with you and you'd like to take a deeper look at something, reach out for a personal reading for yourself or as a gift for someone else. You can click on the description link below, that little arrow, which will show you my email address, maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. Feel free to email me directly. I can usually respond within the same day with more information. I do offer a wide variety of readings, and don't forget, still those 6 and 12-month overviews are pretty popular right now. You can order them any time of the year, but a lot of people like to do it as we're entering a new year. They take a look at all the main areas of your life over the next 6 or 12 months. So kind of a helpful thing. All right, let's move right into this reading for you, Aries. I am using the Tarot of Dreams and clarifying with the legacy of the divine. Okay, Aries, we begin with the Six of Swords, a card of healing, of leaving troubled, choppy waters, some kind of challenge or difficult time behind you, and moving into a better place, more peaceful, calm, serene. It is a card of healing, which means there might be some good days and some bad days, but it's about leaving the worst behind you and moving forward. It's transitional. I mean, you're not to the other side and on solid ground yet, but it definitely represents moving through, moving into a better time and a better place. With it, we have death, so final endings and complete transformations. This is like something is coming to an end here, or something has come to an end. And if the thing itself, meaning person, place, situation, relationship, hasn't ended, then there's a complete transformation and a healing in that situation. Next, we have the Six of Cups, which is a card of history, of nostalgia, of feeling a long-term or long-time historical connection to person, places, situations, things. It's a card of being carefree and childlike as well. With the Four of Cups, an offer being given, not quite certain yet. It can be a card of somebody who's been made an offer and they're not quite sure if they should take it, if they want to take it, if they need to take it. It could be that you might be contemplating an offer. It's connected to, it may be meaning that some of you may be contemplating making an offer. In a situation or relationship that you've had some kind of history with. I mean, sometimes this can be like getting a job offer from a company you used to work at. It might be that. I have a feeling this is relationship oriented though. It just has that energy. Let's keep laying out the cards. Next we have the Lovers. So the Lovers typically represents a relationship at a crossroads. So meaning a decision needs to be made, and that decision is going to affect, influence, or change this relationship, the future of the relationship, or the lack of a future in this relationship. Now, the decision might be about the relationship itself, or it might be about another area of life that's going to affect the relationship. But typically, this represents making a choice that connects to a relationship or is going to have a significant influence. And the card with it is the Emperor, which is you. The Emperor is connected to the sign of Aries. An older person, a father figure, somebody well-established, somebody who, you know, runs his own life, his own kingdom, his own empire, business. It's also about being responsible and accountable and determined and understanding that I mean, all the kings and queens and their kingdoms answer to the emperor. He's over all of that in the tarot. And the emperor, one can say, is comprised of all of the different personality traits of the kings and queens. There's all the aspects of the kings and queens within the emperor. The emperor understands that every decision that he makes affects everyone in his empire. So, this is a person who typically tends to go by the book. He can be kind of rigid and controlling sometimes, but that's because he's trying to, run an empire. I mean, in the reverse, this is not a pleasant person to deal with, but it is showing up in the upright position. So it's about making the decision that's for the greater good. Definitely decision choice energy here. And I believe it's about the path of a relationship, which typically means, are we going to go in this direction, or if not, do we part ways? From the bottom of the deck for overall energy and guidance is the Ace of Coins, new beginning. New beginning perhaps in a practical way because the earth element governs this suit. It can be a new beginning in this relationship, moving, relocating, moving in together, buying your first home together. Can sometimes be a new job. Sometimes I see this relationship, sorry, I'm a little hoarse today. Sometimes I see this relationship energy, this lover's choice, come up when one of the people in the relationship has an opportunity to, with the Ace of Coins, start a new business or take on a new job of some kind, and it might require travel or relocation, all of which, of course, would have a pretty significant effect on that primary relationship. So for some of you, it might be that. I'm going to pull one more card from the bottom of the deck for the Ace of Coins. The Ten of Cups, happy home, marriage, childbirth, blessings. Some of you may be considering getting married, getting engaged, again, moving in together, buying your first home together, relocating too to find a new home, or simply relocating. Let's clarify some of this. Let's clarify the Ace of Coins and the Ten of Cups as overall general focus and energy for the last 2 weeks of January for Aries. The Two of Coins, choices, decisions at a crossroads. The Moon, perhaps a lack of clarity. There might be some deep-seated fears that this is bringing up. The Four of Cups, again, we have the Four of Cups twice. I have this feeling for some of you that a relationship has come to a point, this is when it's exclusively about the relationship. The relationship has come to a point, maybe you've been together for some years, and it's like, okay, do we commit to a further level of connection, of commitment and responsibility, i.e. getting married, buying a home together, living together, that sort of thing. And now it may be that this is something the two of you have talked about before, and I feel like it has for a lot of you. So it may be that the offer has been made to you and you're not sure if you should take it. It may be that you're not sure if you should make this commitment, make this offer, do the thing, And the energy of this reading, and again, we're only looking at a short period of time, just 2 weeks, but it doesn't feel like, at least very many of you, take decisive action. It all kind of feels like you're kind of thinking this, you're dwelling on this, you're contemplating this over the last half of January. Let's clarify that Six of Swords and death, healing and transformation. The Ten of Coins, long-term stability and commitment, security. The Empress, giving birth to new things. Could be somebody you find incredibly attractive. Could be somebody who's a mother, a nurturer. And I have to say, for those of you for whom this is strictly a relationship reading, we have the Emperor and the Empress both, which are the natural mates, the natural matches of each other. The Two of Wands and the Two of Cups, decisions, soulmate energy. Yeah, this is being contemplated during this time. One of you or both of you are thinking quite heavily, quite strongly about where this relationship is going, where it needs to go, where it's wanted to go, and if that commitment to the next level, the next step, whatever that is for you, is equally wanted and agreed upon by both sides. This is like, okay, we've been together for this long. It feels like marriage is an issue here, or that next level of commitment is an issue, which often, not always, but often means that one person is really on board for it and the other person might or might not be. There's like some struggle here because there's all this decision energy and I don't know, and perhaps some fears, which again, if either of you have had relationships in the past or marriages in the past that have been negative or painful or ended, there may be some fears kind of cropping up about doing that again, even though with the Two of Cups and the Lovers, this is a relationship that has a pretty strong karmic connection to each other. And it's probably on many levels, even though all relationships have their issues, it's probably on many levels a pretty good, pretty connected relationship. Let's clarify the Six of Cups and the Four of Cups. And again, too, there might be some work or money issues involved in this that would have to be worked out as well. It may be that some of you are contemplating moving or relocating for a job or in addition to a job. And that means that, especially if you're not living together, if you're not married, do we want to continue? Are we going to make each other a permanent part of each other's lives? And so, decisions again. So Six of Cups and the Four of Cups. The Nine of Cups, independence, self-sufficiency, self-empowerment. Perhaps one of you or both of you have been either single or independent or been kind of had been living in that ideology for quite some time. The Tower and Death. Wow. So Death twice, the Tower. Both major ending cards. Clarify Four of Cups. Ten of Cups again, happy home, marriage, commitment. The Two of Swords, again, more decision energy, but this is about feeling stuck, a reluctance or a resistance to make a choice, to take a stand one way or the other. It feels like one person in this relationship, Aries. I mean, I'm looking at a relationship, and it feels very much like both of you love and care about each other. But there's a desire with one of you, and maybe with both of you, to take it to the next level. Let's say getting married, right? And everything that you need to do around that issue to do it. But one person has doubts, has fears, is struggling. It may be that they have a perception of what marriage might take away from them, perhaps based on negative experiences in the past, worried that it's going to mean something that's negative, or that, the same thing that happened before is going to happen again. We all kind of carry baggage around with us, right? And so there's this kind of stuck, reluctant, resistant energy. But I'm also getting that this is a relationship that's at a crossroads, meaning a decision has to be made. Either you're going to move forward or this relationship will likely dissipate or fade or break up. Let's clarify the Lovers. But for at least one of you, the decision to do this would be a profound, huge, impactful, somewhat scary kind of decision. It feels very much like it's past fears, or fears about the past repeating itself. Even though your past fears were likely connected to somebody different, they're still cropping up nonetheless. Clarify the Lovers. You can always reverse this energy too. The Seven of Coins, contemplation, reflection, taking stock, looking at what you have invested in something and asking yourself if you want to invest more, if you want to grow this more, if this is going to end badly. Again, there's this sense, it doesn't feel like very many of you actually take action or make a decision or anything is decided here, but this is where the energy and the thoughts and all this contemplative energy is focused on for the last 2 weeks of January. So it's like an ongoing sort of situation, but it feels like it's pretty much coming to a head here. So I'm just going to end this with asking Spirit for some final messages or guidance or advice for Aries regarding this situation. And again, because this is a general reading, the details or the specifics of this are going to vary depending on what's going on in the lives of those of you who are watching this. But the issue is what's going to happen to a relationship in terms of how it goes or doesn't go in the future, and decisions on what that's going to be moving forward. Because this feels like a relationship that, and even though this may have been an issue that has come up multiple times in the past, it feels like this is it. It feels like this is like the crossroads. Either we're going to continue to move forward in this relationship and just go ahead and do the commitment thing, or this relationship is going to end. That's what I feel for many of you. Or if you make the decision to move and relocate, but you guys still decide to stay separate for a time, I don't think for very many of you this relationship will last. All right, final messages, guidance, advice. Judgment, second chance, final chance. This is a decision that will significantly impact your life in probably a long-lasting or permanent way, because there's always that air of finality with judgment. Meaning, if you make the decision not to move forward or not to make the commitment, I don't think there's going to be a second chance or another chance at doing this. I think that the two of you will probably not last for too much longer. If you decide to make a choice to do something different, then it will probably profoundly change your life path. Judgment is often called the second chance card, which implies that there's been the opportunity to make this choice before, it wasn't made. So there's kind of a strong implication you may want to make a different choice this time. Justice, a chance, perhaps a last or final chance to do the right thing, the moral thing, the honorable thing, the thing with integrity. And that doesn't necessarily mean committing. If you've been together for a long time, it's like, okay, we either need to get married or where's this going? It can be that the moral or ethical thing is, if you absolutely cannot make the commitment, then it might be in the best interest of everybody, including your partner, to separate if that's what your partner needs, to be happy. The Ace of Coins, which is part of that overall energy, again, this is making new beginnings, and the Lovers again, which is making that choice. It feels like Spirit is strongly encouraging the person who is kind of quite afraid of moving forward with this to move forward with this. Now, having said that, as I often say, free will, free agency. Every path is valuable that has lessons, which is just about every path and choice. It does feel like Spirit is saying, look, you need to make a decision once and for all, one way or the other. So, interesting reading. Seems like it was completely focused on home and relationship and where a relationship is going, but sometimes that's how it is. That's what I'm picking up. All right, Aries, those are your messages for the last 2 weeks of January. I hope you found them useful, or at least gave you some food for thought. Again, if any of this resonates with you, you'd like to reach out for a personal reading, take a deeper look at something, feel free to email me directly at maggie1maguire@gmail.com. I'd be delighted to hear from you and delighted to work with you. I will see you all in a couple of weeks for the February general readings. Until then, stay safe and well, and I hope to see you back here again soon. Bye-bye.